This illustration deals with multiple grounded neutral type systems in accordance with 250.184 C as in car 1 exception. Purpose of change, a new exception was added and accepted. And this new exception was added to clarify that the National Electrical Safety Code, NESC, recently revised their language to allow long cable runs such as those for wind farms, solar farms, to still be considered a multiple point grounded type system, but not held to the 1,300-foot maximum length between bonding of the neutral conductor to a grounding electrode. The reason is that the removing of the jacket only to create a point for bonding creates a less desirable condition than allowing the further spacing between bonds. Removing the jacket creates a weak, I guess you could say, a weak spot in the cable that could lead to premature cable failure. And bonding is also bonding to the shielding material, potentially affecting the shielding of the cables, that could also allow for undesirable EMF to flow at the point where this could occur. So now, kind of reviewing, the first thing that we need to call out here is that in this call out high voltage power supply, we know it's high voltage, it's over 1,000 volts, see? And we know that it's made at an existing grounding electrode, as you see in the panel there, and it's not over 1,300 foot, the call out that has the arrow to the cable. We know that, and we kind of look at the what I call the third thing is the neutral conductor, this little call out, neutral conductor, not exceeding 1,300 feet in accordance with 250.104C1 little a through little c there. And the fourth thing I'd like to call out is that if we look at the call out pointing to the splice there at the cable, the splicing point of the neutral system in shielding, we'd need to see 2 above. And when we looked at that, then we kind of got a good feel for that. And then notice the other call out is multiple grounding type neutral 250.104 250.104C, and the arrow is drawn to that. And then the voltage is basically 0 there. But notice that we do not ground in there and do that, at 1,300 feet as the purpose of change called out. So, a reminder that I just kind of would look at that, where removing insulation is not removed for the splicing purposes, a ground is not required. We're just not making a splice. And I'd like to also remind that a power source can be PV, it can be wind, it can be fuel systems, and those are also outlined in 250.184C1 exception. Now, the notes kind of give us a little information. If we look at note 1, it says the neutral grounded to the grounded bar or terminal in the switchgear and grounded at supply transformer and each cable joint exposed to personal contact 250.184 C as in car 1 and C3. Note 2, the grounding electrode shall not be required to be bonded to the neutral exceeding the 1,300 feet, only for the purpose of removing the cable jacket for 250.184C1 exception. And I think the reason the utility's doing this, people were making these splices, electricians and so forth, that really wasn't qualified to make them. And they created problems for the utility. That's my opinion. But this was the main reason for this new exception and the purpose of change.